Today we're going to continue our work with quadratic functions in factored form. However, today our equations are not going to be quite as pretty as they were yesterday. So let's start off first as we take a look at this first equation of y equals quantity negative times quantity x minus 3 times x plus 3. Let's review our steps that we have. And if you recall, when we talk about determining zeros and y-intercepts, so our first step with determining zeros is set y equal to 0. Then use the zero product property. And then 3 is to write our ordered pair in the form of x comma 0. And this is for our zeros. And then if you recall, for our y-intercept, our first step was going to set the x's equal to 0 and then solve for y. And then that third step is going to be to write it in the form of 0 comma y. So let's go ahead and do that. For our zeros, let's start off, we put 0 in, and we've got the negative, don't forget that, x minus 3 times x plus 3. Now, if you think about it, that negative has a negative 1 with it. And if you think about it, if negative 1 times the quantity x minus 3 times the quantity x plus 3 equals 0, that negative 1 obviously can't equal 0. So in our case, it's still going to be that either x minus 3 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. So then when we add 3 to both sides, we get x equals 3. When subtract 3 from both sides, we get x equals negative 3. And so therefore, when we write our ordered pairs, we get 3, 0, and negative 3, 0. Then for our y-intercept, as we recall, putting 0 in for x. So now we've got y equals this negative 1 times 0 minus 3 times 0 plus 3. And so when we solve for y, we get negative 1. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. So now we've got negative 1 times negative 3 times 3. Negative 1 times negative 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So therefore, our ordered pairs is going to be 0, 9. Moving on to letter B. I want you to go ahead and give this one a shot, and then press play when you're done and see how you do. All right, starting off with our zeros. We put in 0 for y, and we have 3 times the quantity x minus 5 times the quantity x plus 2. Now that 3 really doesn't matter for the purposes of finding our zeros, so we know that either x minus 5 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. Add 5 to both sides, we get x equals 5. Subtract 2 from both sides, we get x equals negative 2. That means that our ordered pairs are 5, 0, and negative 2, 0 for our zeros. Now moving on to our y-intercept, we have y equals 3 times the quantity 0 minus 5 times the quantity 0 plus 2. And then we have y equals 3. 0 minus 5 is negative 5, so times negative 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. And so this one's a little bit bigger this time, but that's okay because we're not graphing. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, times negative 2 is negative 30. So when we write our ordered pair, that's 0, negative 30, which would be way down there.